Alert! Have you ever heard about this protein called gluten? This might be one of the reasons your stomach is giving you problems. Now let's get to know it. Gluten, isoprotein found in wheat, barley, and rye, is a staple in the diets of millions worldwide. It's what gives bread its chewy texture and is used extensively in a variety of food products. However, the prevalence of gluten in modern diets has also ushered in a wave of health concerns. Recent studies indicate that the incidence of gluten-related disorders is on the rise, with conditions like celiac disease and non-celiac gluten sensitivity becoming increasingly common.
For many, gluten is perfectly safe, but for others, it triggers a range of health issues that can severely impact quality of life.
Section 2. Understanding gluten more than just a protein. Gluten is a complex protein composite primarily found in grains such as wheat, barley, and rye. Its unique properties allow it to provide elasticity and structure in baking, making it an invaluable ingredient in the culinary world. Gluten consists of two main proteins, gliadin and glutenin, which, when combined with water during the baking process, form a network that gives dough its stretchy texture. Despite its widespread use, gluten is not essential for a healthy diet. In fact, it can be harmful to individuals with certain health conditions, such as celiac disease or gluten sensitivity. The scientific community continues to study gluten not only to understand its properties, but also to unravel the reasons why it causes adverse reactions in some individuals. Section 3. The rise of gluten sensitivity and celiac disease. In recent decades, there has been a discernible increase in the prevalence of gluten sensitivity and celiac disease. Celiac disease, an autoimmune disorder triggered by gluten, damages the small intestine and impairs nutrient absorption. Gluten sensitivity, while less severe, still causes considerable discomfort and a range of symptoms that can affect an individual's quality of life. The reasons for this rise are multifaceted, including better diagnostic tools and greater public awareness. Increased awareness has also encouraged more people to consider gluten as a potential cause of their symptoms, leading to self-initiated diets and further medical investigation. This rise in gluten-related health issues calls for a better understanding and recognition of the symptoms associated with gluten sensitivity and celiac disease. Section 4. Gluten's impact on the body beyond digestion. Gluten's influence on the body extends far beyond the digestive system, affecting various bodily functions and contributing to a wide array of symptoms. In individuals with celiac disease, gluten triggers an autoimmune response that not only damages the intestinal lining, but can also lead to complications such as osteoporosis, neurological diseases, and infertility. For those with non-celiac gluten sensitivity, the symptoms can be similarly wide-ranging but generally less severe. Common complaints include abdominal pain, bloating, headaches, fatigue, and cognitive impairment, often referred to as brain fog. Research suggests that gluten may cause an inflammatory response in the gut that could spread to other parts of the body, exacerbating symptoms like joint pain and fatigue. Understanding the broad impacts of gluten on the body is crucial for managing symptoms and improving overall health. Identifying gluten intolerance can be a challenge, as the symptoms often overlap with those of other digestive disorders. Common signs include gastrointestinal issues such as bloating, diarrhea, and constipation, as well as systemic symptoms like headaches, fatigue, and skin rashes. For those suspecting a gluten-related issue, it is crucial to consult with a healthcare professional before making any dietary changes. A medical evaluation typically includes blood tests to screen for antibodies associated with celiac disease, and may also involve a biopsy of the small intestine. For non-celiac gluten sensitivity, diagnosis is more challenging as there is no definitive test. It is usually determined based on symptom relief after removing gluten from the diet. Keeping a detailed food and symptom diary can be an invaluable tool for individuals and their healthcare providers in identifying patterns and triggers. The link between gluten and autoimmune disorders extends beyond celiac disease. Gluten's role in other autoimmune conditions such as type 1 diabetes, multiple sclerosis, and rheumatoid arthritis is an area of growing research interest. The presence of gluten in the diet may exacerbate these conditions, likely due to its inflammatory and immunomodulatory effects. Research suggests that the autoimmune response, triggered by gluten in celiac disease, may also prompt the body to attack its own tissues in other disorders. By adhering to a gluten-free diet, some patients report improvements not just in symptoms directly associated with their digestive system, but also in the overall progression of their autoimmune disease. However, the relationship between gluten and autoimmune disorders is complex and varies from person to person. Consulting with a healthcare provider who is knowledgeable about the potential impacts of diet on autoimmune conditions is essential to ensure safe and effective management. Recent advancements in the field of medical research have shed light on the biological processes underlying gluten-related disorders. These insights are crucial for developing more effective diagnostics and treatments. At the molecular level, gluten peptides have been shown to induce an inflammatory response in the gut that can lead to tissue damage. In celiac disease, this is mediated by an immune reaction to specific sequences in the gluten peptides, which results in the production of antibodies that attack the intestine. The genetic component of gluten intolerance has also been extensively studied. Certain genes, such as HLA-DQ2 and HLA-DQ8, are known to significantly increase the risk of developing celiac disease. Non-celiac gluten sensitivity, although less understood, appears to involve a different immune pathway. Continued research is essential to unravel the full spectrum of gluten's effects on health and to refine approaches to prevention and management. Adopting a gluten-free diet is the primary treatment for managing gluten-related disorders, but it comes with its own set of challenges and considerations. The diet involves eliminating all sources of gluten, which are prevalent in many forms of bread, pasta, and other processed foods. This requires careful reading of food labels and an awareness of ingredients that may contain hidden gluten. Fortunately, the rise in awareness of gluten-related health issues has led to an increase in the availability of gluten-free products. These products are often made with alternative flours, such as those from rice, corn, or almonds, which do not trigger the same harmful immune response in sensitive individuals. However, it's important to note that just because a product is labeled gluten-free does not necessarily mean it is healthier. Despite these challenges, a gluten-free diet can lead to significant improvements in quality of life for those with gluten sensitivity or celiac disease. For many individuals diagnosed with gluten-related disorders, a gluten-free diet is not just a lifestyle choice, but a medical necessity. For those with celiac disease, even small amounts of gluten can trigger an immune response that damages the intestine and leads to long-term health complications. However, the popularity of gluten-free diets has also surged among people without diagnosed gluten sensitivity or celiac disease. Some perceive a gluten-free diet as a healthier alternative, potentially leading to weight loss or improved energy. The decision to follow a gluten-free diet should be made with careful consideration and ideally under the guidance of healthcare professionals. For those without gluten-related disorders, unnecessarily restrictive diets can lead to nutritional deficiencies and other health issues. Understanding the reasons behind choosing such a diet, whether for health necessity or personal preference, can help individuals make informed decisions that are best for their health and well-being. As the understanding of gluten and its effects on the body continues to evolve, so too does the importance of personal dietary awareness. For those affected by gluten-related disorders, recognizing and adapting to a gluten-free diet is essential for maintaining health and well-being. The journey toward greater health and dietary awareness should be guided by accurate information and professional advice. It's crucial to distinguish between scientifically supported dietary needs and popular dietary trends. For those with gluten sensitivities, strict adherence to a gluten-free diet is necessary to avoid serious health complications. Ultimately, the dialogue about gluten highlights a larger conversation about how modern diets affect our health.